All right. Today, we are going to take a journey into the heart of the Eternal City. But we are not here to admire the art or the architecture that everyone sees. We are here to look beneath the surface. Imagine a library with 53 miles of shelving, buried deep underground, protected like a nuclear bunker. It is a place that holds 12 centuries of history, scandalous letters from kings, secret trials of heretics, and documents that could rewrite our understanding of the past. For hundreds of years, this place was forbidden to the outside world, fueling rumors of alien technology, dark magic, and global conspiracies. Today, we are opening the heavy doors to one of the most guarded locations on Earth. Welcome to the Vatican Secret Archives. To understand the secrets, we first need to understand the place itself. Do you know which country has the smallest land area in the world? It is none other than the Vatican. Located in the heart of Rome, Italy, the Vatican, or Vatican City-State, has an area of only 44 hectares and a population of fewer than 1,000 people. It is recognized as the smallest independent city-state in the world. But don't let its size fool you. That does not mean the Vatican has a weaker position than other countries. On the contrary, it is one of the most powerful nations on the planet. The head of the Vatican, the Pope, is considered the only absolute monarch left in the world today. He is protected by United Nations regulations and international conventions. Furthermore, no court in the world has the right to judge him. In fact, the Pope is even more protected than the U.S. president. Following the Lateran Treaty signed between the Vatican and the Italian government in 1929, over 100 Swiss guards are always on duty to protect him. This is not to mention thousands of intelligence agents from the CIA, FBI, and Italian Secret Service. Under international law, when traveling abroad, the Pope is protected at all costs by the host nation's top security agencies. Not only powerful, the Vatican is also a cultural monument of immense significance. Structures like St. Peter's Basilica and the Sistine Chapel are home to many world-famous works of art, including masterpieces by Botticelli, Bernini, and Michelangelo. And inside that Holy See, there is a place considered one of the most mysterious and inaccessible locations on Earth. If you have ever read the novel Angels and Demons by Dan Brown, or seen the movie, you are certainly familiar with this place. It is called the Vatican Secret Archives. Beneath the ground of the world's smallest nation lies a maze stretching 53 miles, about 85 kilometers. It consists of long corridors hiding vast amounts of classified information, books, documents, and ancient manuscripts covering about 35,000 topics. Because they are classified, there is no filter to categorize them. Researchers must provide the exact name of the document they want to see. No copying or recording is allowed. They have lain there for 12 centuries. This facility was built in 1612 by Pope Paul V. At that time, the archives were separated from the main library to restrict researchers from accessing the documents. It remained completely closed to the outside world until 1881, when Pope Leo XIII allowed it to reopen for research. The archives hold critical documents, including records of the Holy See during World War II, relations between Catholicism and Judaism, and the private secrets of the popes. Interestingly, the word secretum in the archive's name does not necessarily mean secret in the modern sense, but rather private. It indicates that this archive is the personal property of the Pope. However, the misunderstanding of the name Secret Archives was so great that in October 2019, Pope Francis officially changed its name to the Vatican Apostolic Archive to remove the dark connotations the world attached to it. According to historian Arnold Esch, this was the largest archive in the world during the Middle Ages. It is a massive treasure trove containing letters, state papers, and historical records collected from all over the world since the 8th century. We cannot list all the contents, but let's look at some specific historical documents to help you imagine the scale. The archives contain handwritten letters sent to the Pope from historic figures. For example, there is a letter from Mary, Queen of Scots, begging the Pope for forgiveness just before her execution. There are notes from Michelangelo demanding payment for his work on the Sistine Chapel. One of the most visually impressive documents is a petition from King Henry VIII of England in 1530. To pressure the Pope to annul his marriage, the king sent a giant document, 1 meter wide, accompanied by 81 red wax seals hanging below, representing the most powerful nobles in England. The Vatican's rejection of this letter led to the birth of the Church of England. There are also letters from Abraham Lincoln, Jefferson Davis, and Empress Dowager Wang of China. There is even a letter written on birch bark by the Ojibwe tribe in 1887. Remarkably, documents written in the Vietnamese Han Nom script are also present. According to experts, there are up to 10 Nom works currently stored in the Vatican Library. The archive also holds a musical score and letters from the genius Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. When he was just 14, the Pope was so impressed with his talent that he awarded him the Order of the Golden Spur. Mozart proudly signed his letters home as Knight Mozart. Perhaps most intriguingly, researchers found a scroll 60.9 meters long detailing the trial of the Knights Templar for heresy in 1307. This document reveals a story both funny and tragic. For centuries, it was believed Pope Clement V had betrayed the Knights. However, in 2001, a researcher found the Chinon parchment misfiled in an unrelated box. This document proved the Pope had actually absolved the Knights of heresy, but the text had been lost because an archivist filed it in the wrong place for 700 years. The archives also contain records of the trial of Galileo Galilei in the 17th century, as well as the original doctrine of the Immaculate Conception from 1854. These treasures are stored in a massive, climate-controlled warehouse designed more like a fortress than a library, often called the bunker. It features underground vaults designed to withstand nuclear attacks and is guarded by a heavy security team. Unlike the Vatican museums, this is a top-secret location. Access is incredibly restricted. Only recognized scholars or researchers approved by the Holy See can enter. Amateur historians, journalists, or students have no chance. Even if granted access, the Swiss Guard at the Porta Sant'Anna will stop you and interrogate you on exactly what you are looking for. Inside, researchers are limited to requesting just 3 documents per day from the endless shelves. Only 60 researchers are allowed in each day, and they must have a letter of introduction from a recognized institute. It is this extreme secrecy that has sparked countless conspiracy theories. One of the most persistent is that the Vatican had close ties with Nazi Germany during World War II, as documents from this era were sealed for over 75 years. Historian David Kurtzer, after accessing archives from Pope Pius VI's era, claimed the Vatican made a deal with Mussolini to remain silent on anti-Semitism in exchange for privileges. This fueled the belief that the archives hold dark secrets. To quell these speculations, in March 2020, Pope Francis ordered the opening of the entire archive regarding the reign of Pope Pius XII during World War II. Over 2 million documents were released. They revealed a complex picture. Thousands of letters from Jews asking for help, and evidence that the Pope secretly directed the hiding of Jews, even if he did not dare to speak out publicly. Beyond politics, there are wilder theories. Some believe the archives store magical texts, proof of Satan's existence, and information on exorcism rituals. Others suspect the true text regarding the apocalypse is hidden here. There are rumors of alien bodies, spacecraft technology, and even treasure maps. Some theorists go further, claiming the archives contain documents related to the Illuminati, a secret society aiming for a new world order. Some even whisper that the Illuminati are the true owners of the archives. Despite the mystery, the Vatican occasionally opens parts of the archives to non-scholars. For example, in 2012, journalists were allowed in to celebrate the 400th anniversary. However, public access remains extremely limited. Whether those conspiracy theories are true or not, the Vatican archives remain one of the greatest treasure troves of knowledge in history. Miles of bookshelves lie silent in the vault, waiting for those worthy to access them. And if it were all made public, would our understanding of the world be turned upside down? That is the story of the Vatican archives, where power and secrets intersect. What do you think about the theories surrounding this place? Please leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video interesting, please give it a like. And don't forget to hit subscribe right now so you don't miss our next journey into historical mysteries. Thank you for watching, goodbye, and see you again.